Hey guys. Hey, so my name is Lindsay. For those of you who don't know me, Jesse had already briefly introduced me earlier this week, but I wanted to just take some time, since this is my first video to you guys outside of posting, just take some time to let you know. So I'm a busy mom, I'm an active duty Army officer, I'm a wife, and I'm always on the go. But most importantly for this group right here, my passion is health and fitness. And so being afforded the opportunity just to have this week with you guys is incredible to me. And just to show you guys that after years and years of being a person that has fallen victim to fad diets and, not eating enough and just all of the things, right? To be able to share with you guys that there is a way out there to have a sustainable lifestyle that you can achieve while eating the same foods as your family, and being able to achieve the body composition results that you're looking for. And I know that might seem a little bit like, okay, Lindsay, yeah, I've tried it all. But Jesse and I are here to tell you that this is doable, it is achievable, and we are two people that stand before you throughout this week to let you know that if you're willing to put yourself first for once, and to follow some techniques that really truly are proven and backed with science, this definitely is doable for you. And so with that, again, welcome. And we're at day 2, so happy Tuesday. And yeah, so yesterday Jesse spoke to you guys about the importance of closing our kitchen, so intermittent fasting, right? And so the goal was to do 12 and 12, and then to push that back each day throughout the week so that you can achieve fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. That looks a little bit different for everyone, right? Like, we all have different busy schedules. So choose a time frame where you can be successful. So I typically do 12 to 8 because I don't want to pack all of my meals to take to work with me. And 2, because I want to be able to enjoy dinner with my family at night. But if that doesn't look right for you, or that doesn't look like something that you can fit in to your daily routine, then make sure you think about that, because the last thing you want to do is to choose a window that seems to be working for everybody else but won't work for you, because you want to make sure that what you're choosing is going to be something that you can adhere to and something that you can be successful at. And so after just a few days of this, you guys, you're going to be able to see like how incredible intermittent fasting and closing your kitchen is in terms of priming your metabolism, focus, clarity, just overall feeling better. I will tell you guys just a fun fact about me. I started intermittent fasting not for the weight loss benefits, right? Like, everybody can, there's so many health benefits to this, but I just want to share that, like, probably about 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome. And I'll tell you, I went to a couple of different specialists, and they were putting me on these medicines, different medications. Nothing was helping. And it was like, I would be okay in the morning, and by the end of the day, my tummy was so bloated to the point where it hurt. And I couldn't get any relief. And I spoke to one of my friends, and they were like, hey, have you ever considered intermittent fasting? And I'm like, I've heard of it, but I really don't know too much about it. So I did some research and I started incorporating it. And I will tell you guys, society used to tell us, like, or probably still does, to be quite honest, like, you should eat every 2 to 3 hours. And, you guys know the deal. I don't have to explain this to you, but you're never giving your digestive tract like time to just rest and reset, right? So for me, just being able to eat in an 8-hour window and giving my digestive system like a full 16 hours of recuperation has been immensely huge for me. I am on no medication for IBS. I very, very rarely have any symptoms, of it anymore. And I am much happier due to closing my kitchen and practicing intermittent fasting. So today, for day 2, we're going to move forward, and we are going to talk about macronutrients. And particularly, we are going to talk about the most important macronutrient, or specifically nutrient, and that's protein. But before we dive into that, I do want to briefly mention, and we'll discuss the other 2 macronutrients a little bit more throughout the course of this week. But because we firmly believe in macro tracking, it is super important to understand all 3. So the first macronutrient and the preferred macronutrient or source of energy for our body is carbohydrates. And then the second, which serves as like long-term storage of energy for our body, is fat. So I'm not going to dive deep in much more than that, just to let you know that the 3 macronutrients that make up that are made up when we eat are protein. I'm going to say that number one because it is number one. Carbohydrates and fat. So let's talk more about protein and how important it is. So protein is essential for building and repairing our tissue. Okay, so when I talk about protein, I like to think of it as in three different buckets. So number one, it literally, as you eat protein, it helps you not only sustain, but build the muscle literally like on our frame, you guys. Two, protein is calorically expensive. And what do I mean by that? So it takes 2.5 to 3 times the amount of energy or calories to break down your protein. So when you think of it like that, let's take, for example, if I eat a chicken breast or if I eat a slice of pizza, it is going to take my body more energy or more calories to break down that chicken breast than it would to break down that slice of pizza. So you're burning more calories by intaking protein. And then third, when you couple protein intake with strength or resistance training, you guys, the results are phenomenal. Like, you are not only building that lean muscle, but you are priming your body to burn fat, which is huge and which is going to be crazy huge when you look in the mirror, because you're going to see results and you're going to see inches dropped and you're going to see body composition, which is incredible. Something so much more than you'll ever have from restricting calories and doing endless hours of cardio, which I can speak to for hours because that is what I did for so many years without being able to achieve the results that I've wanted to. So those are the 3 things with protein that I want to adhere, like just kind of talk to up front. Additionally, you guys, as we get older, right? So I'm 42, and as we continue to, get older and approach midlife, so many women have issues with like hormone imbalances. And so I mention this because protein plays a role in this, right? So basically protein helps is assisted in the formation of our hormones, right? And so if you're only eating a certain amount of protein a day, that isn't enough to not only like keep your bodily functions that are required for survival afloat, as well as create hormones, you're going to be in a deficit. And your bodies are going to automatically prioritize the things that you need to live to sustain life, as opposed to not prioritize the things that you don't need to live. And so if you're not intaking enough protein to be able to build these hormones and keep things going, then you're going to have an imbalance. And then that can lead to so many detrimental issues that we have. And we see this across the board with so many women, because many women eat probably not even half of the amount of protein. I would even venture to say that a lot of women only eat a fourth of the amount of protein that they need to eat throughout the day. And so that's what we're really, like, the goal here is today is to just highlight how important protein is and kind of help you guys understand how much you need for your specific body. So before we jump into that calculation of like how much you should be eating for your needs, I just want to quickly take a moment and talk about what happens to our bodies when we undereat. So yeah, again, and I had mentioned it just a moment ago. So if you're under eating, of course, you're going to lose weight. You're probably going to see the number drop on the scale, but I can almost guarantee you with 99.9% certainty, because I've lived it, the scale might go down, but what you see in the mirror is probably not what your goal is, right? And I hate to use this term because it is used like pretty loosely, but when you undereat and you just do like crazy amounts of cardio, you kind of put yourself into a position where you could be termed as skinny fat, right? Like you're not weighing a lot, or you're able to lose some of the weight that you want, but when you look in the mirror, you don't have like the muscle composition that makes you look toned. that gives you a flat tummy. And those things are really attributed to not having enough protein. And so not only just what you look like in the mirror, you guys, I mean, let's talk about your metabolic health. Like when you undereat, you are wreaking havoc on your metabolism, and it is not impossible to like repair. And Jesse and I will help you do that if this is a position in which you're at in your life. But it is just something that we don't want, obviously, because you're not going to have the results that you want, and you're going to be most likely eating like a bird and like starving yourself without being able to achieve the results that you want. So, I mean, this is why women in many instances feel like they're doing all the right things by like cutting out carbs and doing like 2 hours of cardio a day. And they're like, why do I have, you know, this like extra weight in my midsection? And it's because your body just doesn't know how much you're gonna feed it tomorrow or the next day. And so it just wants to hold on to what it has, just in case like you might not feed it enough tomorrow. And so ultimately we just end up holding on to fat instead of working smartly by taking in the protein that we need to turn our bodies into fat burning machines. So, I mean, that's incredible to me, to have a body that is a fat burning machine. And I want to show you guys, we want to show you guys how to do that as well. Okay, so let's talk about like how much protein you should be eating. And so for women, it's recommended that we eat anywhere from 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per body weight. So for simplicity, let's use a female that weighs 150 pounds. And since we have 0.8 to 1.2, I like to start in the middle with 1. And so if you take 150 pounds times 1 gram, that's simply 150 grams of protein. I'm sure most of you right now are like, whoa, like that is a ton. And so based upon where you're at right now, yes, that might be like, it could be scary. I get it. But Jesse and I can 100% help you get there. And let's not focus on like the 150. Let's say, for example, you know, per meal or per snack, we want to try to achieve 25 grams of protein per meal or snack. And so if you take the 150 and you divide that by 25, then you would have 6 servings. And so if you jump into either the Facebook group or our app, we have a protein guide that walks the dog on how to not only calculate your protein, but also at the end of the guide, it gives you a chart of numerous options for protein that are like 25 grams, right? And so go to that chart, you guys, and like whatever your number is divided by 25, if it's 6, if it's 5, you know, go choose 5 or 6 items off of that chart and try to adhere to that. I will tell you at first, because protein is so like, you're gonna feel full and and it's gonna last, right? Like carbohydrates in many instances will make you feel full quickly, but then like you're hungry like an hour later, right? Protein it's gonna last, it's gonna stay with you. And so your first couple weeks of this might be a little bit difficult. I've had clients just say like, Lindsay, I cannot get the amount of protein in. Like I literally feel like I can't eat anymore today. And you know what? It doesn't have to happen overnight, you guys. Like we are trying to adapt, like change to a lifestyle, like something that you can adhere to for the rest of your life. So it doesn't have to necessarily happen overnight. To be successful with this, we might have to take baby steps. And so I encourage you, drop a comment below to us and say, hey, like Lindsay and Jesse, like if you're my client, write to me. If you don't want to put it in the comments, certain things that you're just uncomfortable with, I mean, feel free to message us. But at the end of the day, like this is a community of women that is just incredible. And I can 100% guarantee you that if you're struggling with something or have a question with something, like somebody else in the group does too. And so like we can so help each other just really, really, really get to like what our end goals are. And with protein. So I encourage you to drop the number below, like try to track tomorrow using MyFitnessPal and just see like, hey, I'm eating 85 grams of protein today. And then we can get you calculated and say, okay, you know what? You need 125. And so we can figure out a way to get you to that differential um, as slow or as fast as if you're ready to go. Everybody's going to be at different levels, and so we can absolutely tackle this together. But I will tell you, like, Jesse and I both have protein hacks that we like love to just come up with, right? Because sometimes it's like, hey, I have to hit my protein number. If all else fails every day, you guys, I'm gonna hit my protein number. And so I've come up with some ways. So if you're looking for some quick hacks, you can follow me at Lindsay Dudley Fitness on Instagram, or Jessie, she's at the Wellness Pack on Instagram as well. And we both have great hacks in there. But really quickly, I will tell you, two things that I like go to, especially in the evenings if I'm falling short. Greek yogurt tends to have high protein, like in one serving, it'll have anywhere between 12 and 14 grams. And if I will link it below, but Too Good is a fantastic brand that you can use all week, even on low carb days, because there's only 4 grams of carbs. And I will put a scoop of my protein powder. I will put my collagen in there, mix it all up, eat it. It's not heavy like a chicken breast. And I will tell you guys, I can easily get 42 grams of protein. Another quick way is through, I've recently purchased a Ninja Creamy. And I will tell you, Fairfield milk, it has more protein than any other milk on the market. Again, with the protein powder and the collagen. And I always put a little bit of Lily's chocolate chips because they're sugar-free, and it'll just make it fun. And then maybe a scoop of PB2 powder. Mix it all up. You guys, it's my blizzard in the evening. I don't know who doesn't love a blizzard, but this is my blizzard, and I eat it at least 2 to 3 times a week. 46 grams of protein, you guys. Incredible. So there are ways, outside of just eating chicken all day to get the protein in. Okay, so again, comment your protein numbers below. Comment any concerns that you have. If you need us to help you calculate these numbers, please let us know, and we will 100% do this. Remember, guys, it's a lifestyle change. Like, this is so exciting, and we just really want to help you over this next week, show you what we do in our signature Fit to Cut program, which is 4 weeks, to really get you on board with what's next and how to really implement these strategies to maintain a lifestyle and achieve the results and the body composition that you've been wanting for so many years and haven't been able to achieve. This will carry over to your family, because again, you don't have to cook differently for yourself than you do for your family. When you increase your protein, your family's protein increases. Your kids will be less likely to snack. Your husbands or your wives might be less likely to snack. Like, you literally, like, your whole family can benefit from this. So just to recap, yesterday, Jesse taught us how to close our kitchen. Again, try to push it back 1 more hour to achieve the 16. Today, I discussed how important the nutrient protein is, and just how this will give you life-changing results if you really eat the amount that you need for your body. And then tomorrow is going to be super fun, because we are going to talk about how to pair our nutrition with our workouts to achieve like optimal results. So I am so excited to be here with you guys. Please drop any comment in the comments, drop any questions that you have. I hope you have an awesome Tuesday, and I can't wait to keep continuing this week with you. Bye.